Before you scroll past this video, I need you to look at one detail nobody else online is talking about. Because if this single detail is true, then everything we thought we knew about Cardi B and Stefon Diggs is a lie. And I mean every single thing. The argument outside the restaurant, the silence afterward, the BBL chef videos, the thirst traps, the memes, all of it. Because while the internet was busy laughing at Cardi, screenshotting her face, mocking her energy, and treating her like the punchline of the week, something else was happening in the background. Quietly, carefully, strategically. And nobody on YouTube has touched this angle yet because nobody actually watched the timeline back. I did. I sat down. I rewound every clip. I tracked every account. I screen recorded every reposted video. And what I found honestly disturbed me. Because this story is not what it looks like. This story is not even close to what it looks like. And by the time I finish breaking this down for you, you are going to look at Cardi B completely differently. You are going to look at Stefon Diggs completely differently. And you are going to look at that so-called BBL chef completely differently. Because somebody in this triangle was being played. And it was not the person the internet picked. Now, let me back up for a second, because I want you to come into this with fresh eyes. Pretend you have not seen a single clip. Pretend you have not read a single blog. Pretend the memes do not exist. Just sit with me. Because the way this whole thing has been packaged for the public is, in my honest opinion, a textbook example of how a woman can be publicly humiliated in real time while everybody around her quietly cashes in on her pain. And once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. It started with a parking lot. A loud night in Maryland. Phones up. Voices raised. Cardi looking visibly frustrated, arms moving, energy hot. Stefon Diggs standing there with that calm, almost detached posture athletes get when they have already mentally checked out of a conversation. The kind of calm that does not look like peace. It looks like a man who already knows how the next 48 hours are going to play out. And honestly, that is the part that haunts me. Because Cardi did not know. Cardi was still inside the moment. Still reacting. Still emotional. Still her. While the man standing across from her looked like somebody who had been briefed. Within hours, the clip was everywhere. Every gossip page, every reaction account, every Twitter quote tweet farm. And the second it hit a certain critical mass online, something very strange happened. The story did not stay about the argument. That is the part one want you to lock into. Because in normal celebrity drama, the argument is the story. The argument is the headline. The argument is what you milk for a week. But this time, within less than 24 hours, the entire conversation pivoted. Suddenly nobody was talking about what was said in that parking lot. Nobody was asking what triggered Cardi. Nobody was asking why Stefon looked the way he looked. Instead, the algorithm got flooded with something completely different. A woman. A kitchen. A spatula. A camera angle that was way too rehearsed to be accidental. The so-called BBL chef. Let me tell you something about timing. Timing in the social media era is not a coincidence. Timing is a weapon. And the timing of those kitchen videos is what pulled me into this story in the first place. Because they did not drop a week later. They did not drop a few days later. They dropped almost immediately in the same news cycle, in the same trending window, with the same engagement spike that the Maryland argument generated. And the captions, the dancing, the over-the-shoulder glances at the camera, the way the cooking suddenly became a performance. None of that was random. None of that was clout chasing in the messy, desperate way the internet usually sees. This was clean. This was edited. This was scheduled. And here is the question nobody is asking out loud. Who benefits when Cardi B looks like a fool in public? Because that is the lens I want you to look through for the rest of this video. Not who is right. Not who is wrong. Not who cheated. Not who did not. Just one question. Who benefits? Because Cardi B does not benefit. Cardi B is the brand. Cardi B is the headline. Cardi B is the one whose face is being clipped, slowed down, zoomed in on, and turned into a meme template. Cardi does not gain followers from this. Cardi does not gain sympathy from this. Cardi does not gain leverage from this. Cardi gets the jokes. Cardi gets the comment sections. Cardi gets the screenshots of her looking hurt circulating through group chats for the next month. So she is not the winner. Not even close. Stefon Diggs, on the other hand. Let us talk about him. Because his silence in this entire situation is one of the loudest things I have ever heard. And I am going to repeat that for the people in the back. His silence in this entire situation is one of the loudest things I have ever heard. Not one statement. Not one post. Not one indirect quote tweet. Not one carefully worded note app apology. Nothing. While the woman the internet keeps trying to attach to him is publicly humiliated, this man is on his phone, in the gym, on the field, living. And before anybody jumps in the comments, no, I am not saying silence equals guilt. I am saying silence in this specific context, with this specific timing, with this specific pattern, is a choice. And choices have consequences. Choices have meaning. Choices tell you exactly where somebody stands when the cameras stop rolling. Now let me give you the part one really want you to sit with. Because this is where the unique angle of this story lives. Everybody online is treating this like a love triangle. Cardi versus Stefon versus the BBL chef. 3 corners. 3 players. Classic messy celebrity drama, right? Wrong. Because what if I told you there is a 4th person in this story that nobody has named yet? A 4th presence. A 4th shadow. Somebody who has been moving pieces on the board this entire time while the internet stares at the 3 obvious players. And no, I am not talking about Offset. Offset is not even relevant to this lane of the conversation. I am talking about something bigger. Something more uncomfortable. Something the internet is not ready to admit out loud. The 4th player is the machine itself. The publicity engine. The strategist. The team. The someone behind the camera in that kitchen. The someone who chose which 7-second clip got uploaded first. The someone who decided which caption would hit. The someone who looked at Cardi B's marriage history, looked at her emotional pattern, looked at her public reactions in past dramas, and built a content drop specifically engineered to push every single one of her buttons in front of millions of people. That is not gossip. That is choreography. And once you see the choreography, you cannot watch this story the same way again. Because suddenly the BBL chef is not the villain. The BBL chef is the prop. The BBL chef is the front. The BBL chef is the face you are supposed to look at while somebody else moves their hand under the table. And the moment I realized that, the entire shape of this story shifted in my head. Because it stopped being a love triangle. It became a setup. And Cardi walked into the middle of it wearing her own emotions like a target. Let me show you why I think this. Stay with me, because this is the part that connects every dot. Number 1. The argument was leaked too cleanly. Think about it. Maryland is not New York. Maryland is not LA. Maryland is not Miami. Maryland is not a celebrity ecosystem with paparazzi on every corner waiting for a clip. So how did that footage get out so fast, so polished, from so many angles, posted by accounts that just so happened to be in the right place at the right time? Coincidence is a word the internet uses when it does not feel like investigating. I am asking you to investigate with me. Number 2. The pivot was too clean. In a normal celebrity argument cycle, the conversation hangs on the couple for at least 4 to 7 days. That is the standard digestion period for a public spat. Memes get made. Blogs do follow-ups. Reaction channels do takes. Then it dies. But this story did not follow that pattern. Within roughly 24 hours, the entire conversation slid sideways from Cardi and Stefon into Cardi versus other women. That kind of narrative pivot does not happen by accident. That kind of pivot is engineered. And it is engineered to do one thing. Shift the emotional center of the story away from a man's behavior and onto a woman's insecurity. That is one of the oldest plays in the public relations handbook, and I am genuinely tired of watching strong, loud, dominant women fall into it again and again. Number 3. The chef videos were too prepared. The lighting, the angles, the wardrobe choices, the captions, the hashtags, the exact 8 to 12 second runtime that hits the algorithm's sweet spot. The fact that there were multiple ready to drop in sequence. Listen, random clout chasing does not look like that. Random clout chasing is one shaky phone, bad lighting, and a caption written in 12 seconds with 3 typos. What we saw was content. Real content. Branded content. Content with a plan behind it. And content with a plan behind it has somebody footing the bill, even if that bill is just trade and exposure. Number 4. And this is the one that gives me chills. Nobody told her to stop. Not Stefon. Not Stefon's team. Not Stefon's friends. Not Stefon's circle. Nobody. In a normal celebrity ecosystem, when a random woman starts publicly attaching herself to a famous man, the man's people move fast to shut it down because the optics are bad for his brand. Endorsements care about optics. Sponsors care about optics. Future contracts care about optics. So when silence is the chosen response, that silence is a green light. That silence is a wink. That silence is, at minimum, a tolerance. And tolerance from a man's camp tells you everything you need to know about how that man feels about the woman who is supposed to be his. That is the part Cardi is sitting with right now. I promise you that is the part she is sitting with. Not the argument. Not the chef. Not the videos. The silence. Because Cardi B is many things, but slow is not one of them. She reads rooms. She reads people. She reads silence better than most. And once she heard that silence, she heard everything she needed to hear. So now let me take you somewhere uncomfortable. Because I want to talk about a pattern that women, especially black women, in the spotlight have been forced to live with for the last 20 years of celebrity culture. And once I name this pattern, you're going to start seeing it everywhere. Ready? The pattern is this. Loud woman meets quiet man. Loud woman gets emotionally invested. Quiet man enjoys the visibility her loudness brings him. Quiet man builds his image off her chaos. Then, the second the relationship becomes inconvenient, quiet man positions himself as the calm one, the reasonable one, the mature one, the one who never raised his voice. And suddenly the loud woman, the one who was loved for being raw and emotional and unfiltered, gets repackaged by the internet as unstable, crazy, insecure, too much, embarrassing. And the quiet man walks away with his image polished, his brand boosted, his sponsorships intact, and his DMs full. Cardi B has lived this story before. The internet has watched her live this story before. And from where I am sitting, that parking lot in Maryland was not the start of a new chapter. That parking lot was the same chapter she has been forced to reread, except this time the co-star changed and the production budget got bigger. Now, am I saying Stefon Diggs personally orchestrated this? No. I want to be very clear. I am not making a legal claim. I am not making an accusation of fact. I am reading optics. I am reading patterns. I am reading the choreography. And the choreography tells me that somebody, somewhere, somehow, in his vicinity, was very comfortable letting Cardi B walk into a wall in public. Whether he knew, did not know, half knew, or chose not to know, comfort is its own kind of consent. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, the part that I keep coming back to, is how fast the women of the internet turned on her. Because that is what hurt me most about watching this story unfold. The comment sections were not just male. They were not just trolls. They were full of women laughing at her, calling her dumb, calling her old, calling her desperate, calling her embarrassing. And that, to me, is the real tragedy underneath all the gossip. We have built a culture where watching a famous woman bleed in public is considered entertainment, where her tears are content, where her confusion is a meme, where her humiliation is a trend. And when that famous woman is a black woman who built her whole career off being unapologetic, the appetite to see her brought low becomes almost feral. I am tired of it. I am genuinely tired of it. And if you are tired of it too, I need you to do me one favor before this video ends. Comment the word "seen." Just that one word. Seen. Because I want to know how many of you are watching this kind of pattern repeat and feeling the same thing I am feeling. Now I want to pause and tell you something I have not seen any other channel say out loud. The Maryland location matters. It matters more than people realize. And here is why. Maryland is not a flex city for celebrities. Maryland is not a paparazzi corridor. Maryland, for Stefon Diggs, is closer to home base than it is for Cardi. So that argument was not happening on neutral ground. That argument was happening on his turf. His friends. His routine. His comfort zone. His people watching from the windows. His people standing in the doorway pretending to vape. His people with phones tilted at just the right angle. And when you are a woman fighting on a man's turf, every single witness in that vicinity is loyal to him by default. That changes everything about how the footage got out, who got out first, who walked away calm, and who walked away looking hot in the face. Cardi did not just lose an argument. Cardi lost a home game. And anybody who has ever been the outsider in a city full of somebody else's friends knows exactly the feeling I am describing. You can win the words and still lose the room. Let me take you deeper into the chef angle, because I have not finished with her yet. Here is the part that everybody is missing. The BBL chef did not start as a Stefon Diggs adjacent figure. She had her own little internet pocket, her own niche, her own small audience. Mostly cooking, mostly dance breaks in the kitchen, mostly recipes nobody actually made. Nothing wrong with that. Pure social media bread and butter. But then, almost overnight, the energy of her uploads shifted. The captions started getting longer. The wardrobe started getting tighter. The kitchen lighting started getting cinematic. And the engagement on her account went from a steady local heartbeat to a hockey stick spike that lines up almost frame for frame with the Cardi and Stefon story breaking. Now you tell me that is a coincidence. You tell me that an account that was averaging a certain engagement floor for months suddenly jumped vertical at the exact moment a celebrity drama broke, in a way that just so happened to attach her to the man in the headline. That is not luck. That is not algorithm magic. That is somebody understanding the news cycle better than most marketing agencies. Either she figured it out herself, which would make her one of the smartest opportunists in the country, or somebody whispered it to her. Either way, the story is bigger than her. And let me throw another piece on the table. I've watched, frame by frame, the way she looks into the camera in those clips. There is a specific kind of look that performers do when they know somebody is watching from a particular phone. It is not generic flirtation. It is targeted flirtation. The eyes go just slightly upward, the chin tilts just slightly down, the corner of the mouth lifts just barely. And that look is in every single one of those clips. Every single one. Which tells me that those clips were not for the general public. Those clips were for one specific viewer. And we all know who that viewer was supposed to be. The question is, did that viewer ask for them, or did he just enjoy receiving them in silence? Because both answers are damning. One is participation. The other is permission. Pick your poison. I want to talk now about a side of Cardi B that I do not think the public has spent enough time with. Because the version of her that lives rent-free in the comment section is a cartoon. Loud, funny, brash, memeable. The kind of celebrity people enjoy in 8-second clips. But the real Cardi is more complicated than that. The real Cardi is a woman who fought her way out of poverty. The real Cardi is a woman who survived an industry that eats its young. The real Cardi is a mother. The real Cardi is a businesswoman. The real Cardi has equity. The real Cardi has lawyers. The real Cardi has receipts. So when the internet treats her like a punchline who got caught lacking, the internet is not seeing her clearly. The internet is seeing the version of her that is easiest to consume. And easy versions of complicated women are always wrong. Always. Without exception. That is why I am paying so much attention to her silence right now. Because I have seen this exact silence from her before. Right before she filed papers. Right before she clapped back with receipts. Right before she went on Instagram live at 3 in the morning and turned somebody's whole career upside down. Her silence is a countdown timer. And the people laughing at her right now do not realize they are inside the countdown. They think the show is over. The show has not even started. Let me talk about something else that has been bothering me. The hostess girl. The gym girl. The 2 restaurant girls. The model who liked an old post from 2019. The trainer who suddenly started posting at his workout location. Each one of them on their own looks like nothing. Each one of them on their own is just a random woman doing random woman things on the internet. But pull back. Look at the constellation. Look at the cluster. Look at the geographic spread. Look at the engagement timing. You will see something. You will see a pattern that no random distribution of strangers could produce. The girls did not coordinate with each other. I do not believe that. But they did not need to. They only needed one signal from a shared source. One nod. One whisper. One indirect green light. And the rest happens organically because every woman who has ever wanted a famous man's attention has been waiting for that exact green light her entire life. They were not summoned. They were unleashed. There is a difference. And the difference is important. Now I want to address something that always comes up in these conversations. Somebody in the comments is already typing it. You are blaming the women too easily. You are letting Stefon off the hook by spreading the blame to her, to them, to the publicists, to the shadows. I hear you. I see that argument. And I want to answer it directly. I am not letting Stefon off any hook. I am saying that a man in his position, with his platform, with his team, with his lawyers, with his publicists, with his managers, with his agents, with everything that comes with NFL-level celebrity, does not get to use the word coincidence. He does not get to say, I did not know. He does not get to play surprised. The infrastructure around a man at that level is built specifically to catch this kind of thing before it becomes a public mess. So if it became a public mess, somebody in that infrastructure either failed catastrophically or chose not to act. And in 20+ years of watching celebrity stories play out, failure that perfectly aligned with a man's narrative interests is almost never failure. It is a choice wearing failure as a costume. Let us also talk about Cardi's history because I think a lot of younger viewers do not actually remember how brutal her last public relationship cycle was. They came up on her as an established star. They miss the part where every single tear, every single live, every single forgiveness arc, every single reconciliation, every single split, every single tattoo, every single song lyric got pulled apart by the internet for entertainment. She has been through a public emotional gauntlet that would have broken most people. And she did not break. But she did learn. She learned that vulnerability in front of cameras is a liability. She learned that loving loudly is dangerous when the audience is hungry. She learned that some men collect her loudness like a souvenir and then sell it back to her in the form of headlines. And the woman who walked into that Maryland parking lot already knew all of that. Which is why I think the argument went the way it went. Because she was not just arguing with Stefon. She was arguing with every man before him who taught her not to trust calm. There is one moment in this whole timeline that I cannot shake. And I want to share it with you because I think it is the most underappreciated detail in the entire story. There is a clip, just a few seconds long, where Cardi looks away from Stefon, looks down at the ground, then looks back up. That look down. That is the moment. That is the moment a woman realizes she is not having the conversation she thought she was having. That is the moment the floor falls out underneath her. That is the moment the script she had in her head, the one where they go home and figure it out, dies inside her chest. Anybody who has ever loved somebody and lost them in a single second understands that look. It is not anger. It is recognition. And recognition is so much worse than anger. Anger leaves. Recognition stays. So I want you to imagine, for a moment, what it feels like to have that look caught on camera. To have the most private collapse of your inner world captured in HD, slowed down, screenshotted, and turned into a reaction GIF that gets used to mock somebody else's bad date the following Friday. Imagine the violation of that. Imagine the way it follows you. Imagine opening your own phone and scrolling and seeing your own broken second turned into stranger entertainment. That is what is happening to Cardi right now. And the comment section thinks she should just laugh it off. Because we have completely lost our minds about what it costs to be a woman in public. I want to bring up another quiet detail. The way certain vlogs covered this. Pay attention to which outlets ran which angle first. The most respectable outlets stayed on the argument. The mid-tier outlets pivoted to the women. The bottom-tier outlets went straight for the meme machine. That spread of coverage is not accidental either. That spread tells you that somebody fed different stories to different rooms. A whisper to one editor. A leak to another. A photo dropped to a third. The fingerprints of orchestrated press are visible if you know where to look. And in this story, the fingerprints are everywhere. The fingerprints are on the door. The fingerprints are on the window. The fingerprints are on the glass of water you did not notice somebody pour. Once you stop trusting the cleanliness of the room, the dust shows up. And here is something I want to put out into the universe because I think it needs to be said. There is a generation of young women coming up right now who are watching this story play out and learning the wrong lesson. They're learning that they should never raise their voice in public. They're learning that they should stay calm even when they are dying inside. They're learning that emotional women lose. They're learning that the way to keep a man is to look bored when he hurts you. And that lesson, that quiet, ugly lesson, is the most damaging thing that comes out of celebrity drama like this. Because we are training a generation of girls to swallow their own truth so they do not become the next meme. We are training them to perform peace instead of feel peace. And one day, when those girls grow up and have nothing inside them but performed calm, somebody is going to wonder where all the loud, alive, undeniable women went. They went into the comment section. They were trained out of existence. By stories exactly like this one. Cardi is loud because loud is honest. And honest is rare. And rare is valuable. And every time we laugh at her loudness, we are telling every quiet girl in the world that her honesty is the problem. I do not accept that. I will not accept that. And I hope, after this video, you will not accept it either. Now back to the timeline, because there is one more layer I have to walk you through. The Stefon Diggs camp made a very specific PR choice in the days following the argument. They did nothing. They posted nothing. They denied nothing. They confirmed nothing. They said nothing. And in PR, doing nothing is also a strategy. It is called the dead air strategy. You let the noise eat itself. You let the public exhaust itself. You let the algorithm move on to the next celebrity. And eventually, the story dies under its own weight without anybody on your side ever having to take a position. That is a clean play. That is a smart play. That is a play that protects the man and abandons the woman. Because dead air does not feel dead to the person being talked about. Dead air feels like every single second of every single day with no answers. Dead air feels like checking your phone 20 times before noon. Dead air feels like watching your name trend and seeing nobody you love defend it. The dead air strategy protects one party. It crushes the other. Guess which one was which here? And honestly, that strategy is what tells me there is a professional behind this curtain. Because the dead air play is not instinctive. The dead air play is taught. Somebody told somebody to keep his hands off the keyboard. Somebody told somebody to keep his name out of his own mouth. Somebody told somebody to ride the wave until it crashes onto her shore and not his. That somebody knows what they are doing. And that somebody is the fourth player I have been talking about this entire video. I want to share something personal before we wrap up. I have covered a lot of celebrity drama in my time on this platform. A lot. And every once in a while a story comes across my desk that does not feel like drama. It feels like a warning. This is one of those stories. Because what I am watching unfold is not just Cardi B getting embarrassed for a news cycle. What I am watching is a roadmap, a template, a playbook that other teams in other industries are going to study and replicate. And the next woman it happens to might not be Cardi B. The next woman it happens to might be someone we love even more. Or even worse, the next woman it happens to might be someone with no audience at all, no platform to defend herself, no commentary channels paying attention, no community of fans willing to push back. That woman exists. She is being set up right now, in a parking lot somewhere, in a hotel lobby somewhere, in a kitchen somewhere, with somebody else's camera tilted at just the right angle. And the only thing that stops the playbook from spreading is naming it out loud while the most famous version of it is still happening. So that is what I am doing today. I am naming it. The playbook is real. The choreography is real. The fourth player is real. And once enough people see it, enough people will start refusing to clap along. There is one more piece I have not told you yet, and I saved it for here on purpose, because this is the kind of detail that only makes sense after everything else I have walked you through. Look at the captions on the recycled BBL chef clips that hit the most. Not the originals. The reposts. Pay attention to who reposted first. Pay attention to which accounts amplified loudest. Pay attention to the bios. Pay attention to the cross-promotions. Pay attention to the way the same 5 accounts kept stacking on top of each other like dominoes falling in a perfect line. Those accounts were not friends. Those accounts were not fans. Those accounts were a network. And networks do not form overnight unless somebody has been building them in advance. I will not name them on camera. I am not trying to get sued. But I will say this. If you go look right now, you can see the bones of it sticking out from under the skin. The whole thing was scaffolding that somebody quietly stood up days before the parking lot ever happened. Which means, and I want you to feel this in your chest before you scroll, somebody was ready for Cardi to be embarrassed before Cardi knew she was about to be embarrassed. That is not gossip. That is preparation. And preparation against a person you are supposed to love is the loudest betrayal there is. Now back to the timeline. Because I am not done. I have more to show you. After the chef videos hit, something even weirder happened. Other women started appearing. Almost on cue. Gym girls. Restaurant girls. Hostess girls. Influencer accounts I had personally never heard of suddenly popping up with subtle Stefon Diggs energy. Captions that were just vague enough to deny, but just direct enough to imply. And the thing that nobody on YouTube has flagged yet is this. None of these women were in his rotation publicly before the argument. Not one. I went back through 6 months of tags, comments, and engagement data. None of them. They appeared in the same 48 to 72-hour window. Which means one of two things is true. Either every opportunist in a 5-state radius decided independently to swing at the same target on the same night. Or somebody, somewhere, somehow, let a door open and the people who had been waiting outside it walked in. I will let you decide which option sounds more realistic. But I know which one sounds more realistic to me. And let me tell you something else. Cardi noticed. I am telling you, she noticed. You can see it in the way her online energy shifted in the days after. She did not go off. She did not rant. She did not type a paragraph in all caps. She got quiet. And Cardi getting quiet is not normal Cardi. Cardi getting quiet is a woman doing math in her head. Cardi getting quiet is a woman replaying conversations. Cardi getting quiet is a woman counting who told what, who knew when, and who profited where. And once that math finishes in her brain, somebody is going to feel it. I am willing to bet money on that. Now, I want to address the people who are going to say I am reaching. Because I know you are in the comments already typing it. So let me get ahead of you. Reach number 1. Where is your proof? My answer. I never claimed proof. I claimed pattern. And patterns are how every real story in the world has ever been broken. Pattern recognition is not paranoia. Pattern recognition is intelligence. And if you are still waiting for someone to hand you a signed confession before you trust your eyes, you are going to be waiting forever, because the internet does not work that way anymore. The internet is a stage. And on this stage, what is staged matters more than what is said. Reach number 2. Maybe these women are just opportunists. My answer: sure, some of them probably are. But opportunists do not all show up on the same Tuesday with the same lighting kit and the same caption template. Opportunists are messy. What we saw was clean. Clean does not happen by accident in social media. Clean is a tell. Reach number 3. Maybe Cardi overreacted. My answer: even if she did, that is not the story. The story is not whether her reaction was correct in size. The story is how a woman expressing frustration outside a restaurant got turned, within a single news cycle, into a global referendum on her worth as a partner, her appearance, her age, her relevance, and her ability to keep a man. Nobody is doing that math on Stefon. Nobody. He gets to keep his career, his image, his sponsors, his peace. She gets to keep the receipts. Tell me that is balanced. Tell me that is fair. Tell me that is just messy celebrity drama. It is not. It is something older than that. Something uglier than that. And something the internet has gotten too comfortable laughing through. Let me ask you the harder question now. Where does Cardi go from here? Because that is the part nobody is mapping out. Everybody is so busy watching her get hit that nobody is asking what the recovery looks like. And the recovery is the most important part of this entire story. Because how she moves in the next 2 to 3 weeks is going to define how this chapter closes. If she goes loud, the internet will say she is unhinged. If she goes silent, the internet will say she is broken. If she dates publicly, the internet will say she is rebounding. If she stays single, the internet will say she got dropped. There is no path through this maze that the internet will not weaponize against her. And that is the trap. That is the actual trap. The trap was never the parking lot. The trap was never the chef. The trap was the entire architecture built around her so that no matter what she did next, she would lose. And yet, I am going to tell you something. I think Cardi might surprise everybody. Because the woman I have watched for years has one quality that nobody in the planning room ever accounts for. She is not predictable. She is not a chess piece. She is not a brand asset waiting for a marketing decision. She is a person. And persons, real persons, with real pain and real history and real instincts, do things the planners cannot model. So when she finally moves, and she will move, I do not think it is going to look the way anybody expects. Because here is the truth that is going to land in somebody's lap eventually. Cardi B has been underestimated her entire career. Every time the internet has counted her out, she has come back louder, richer, and harder to ignore. Every time a man in her orbit thought he was the main character, the credits rolled and her name was the one above the title. So if somebody, somewhere, somehow thought that letting her get embarrassed for 72 hours was going to break her, I think that somebody is about to find out exactly how wrong they are. Because broken women do not build the kind of empire she has built. Broken women do not survive what she has survived. And the version of Cardi that walks out of this story is going to be sharper, colder, and more dangerous than the version that walked into that parking lot in Maryland. You can write that down. Now, before I close this out, I want to revisit one detail I dropped earlier, because some of you are still going to be stuck on it. The fourth player. The shadow in the room. I am not going to name names because we do not name names without receipts on this channel. But I want you to ask yourself a question. In any major celebrity humiliation cycle in the last 5 years, who has consistently benefited the most? Not the public couple, not the women on camera, not the comment sections. Look one ring out from the spotlight. Look at the managers. Look at the publicists. Look at the people who get a cut of every viral moment. Look at the strategists who quietly use a woman's pain to launch a man's next chapter. They are real. They exist. They have offices. They have email signatures. They have invoices. And they are very good at what they do. So when you are watching a story like this unfold, and the choreography is just a little too clean, just a little too well lit, just a little too well timed, ask yourself, who is in the room you cannot see? Because somebody is always in the room you cannot see. And that is the angle I needed you to walk away with today. Not who slept with who. Not who flirted with who. Not whose kitchen video was hotter. Not who deserved who. None of that surface noise. The angle I need you to walk away with is this. Cardi B did not just get into an argument outside a restaurant. Cardi B walked into a production. And she was the only person in the cast who did not have a script. Let that sit. Take a breath. Let it sit again. So here is what I want from you before you click off. First, if anything I said today made you rethink even one detail of this story, hit that like button. Not for me, for her. Because every like on a video like this is a small push against the narrative machine that profits off her humiliation. Second, drop your honest reaction in the comments. Not the snarky one. Not the meme one. The honest one. Do you think Cardi was set up? Do you think Stefon was passive? Do you think the chef knew exactly what she was doing? Do you think there is a fourth player nobody is naming? I want to read every single comment. I will be down there. Third, if you are new here and you want this kind of breakdown, where I do not just repeat what every gossip channel is already saying, but actually pull apart the choreography behind the scenes, subscribe. Hit the bell. Turn on the notifications. Because this story is not done. I promise you, this story is not done. There is at least one more wave coming, and when it comes, you are going to want somebody in your feed who saw it before the internet did. Because the parking lot was not the beginning. The parking lot was the moment the curtain went up. And the show is still running. So stay close. Stay sharp. And the next time you see a famous woman getting laughed at in your timeline, ask yourself one more time. Who benefits? Because once you start asking that question, you stop being part of the audience. You start being the one watching the stage. And honestly, that is exactly where Cardi needs us right now. Not in her comments. Not in her DMs. Not in her drama. Just watching. Carefully. Quietly. Together. Until the truth finally walks itself out from behind that curtain. And when it does, I will be right here. Same channel. Same energy. Same questions. Same fire. See you in the next one. And just one more thing before you click away today. Bookmark this video. I am serious. Bookmark it. Because in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month from now, when the next layer of this story finally surfaces in public, you are going to want to come back to this exact breakdown and see what already lined up. Trust me. Bookmark it.